everybody, welcome back to Devils United. We're back for a preview of the Europa League as Manchester United take on Barcelona at Camp Nou for the first leg. And we've got a brilliant Barcelona fan, Football Ferreira. How are you doing?
I'm good, and thank you for having me. And good evening to everyone. And I'm excited. I mean, it would have been better if we're talking about Champions League, not Europa League. We know these clubs belong to the Champions League. Come on, it's
Both
only
do.
one season off. I said that, but we was playing in Europa League as well last season. But yeah, I'm confident for next season. I think we'll be up there in the group stage. Hopefully, get through this time. But yeah, really appreciate you having me, and I'm excited. I cannot wait for Thursday. We're gonna smash you big time. We're gonna shut up all the Man United fans, and vamos, vamos. Nah, I'm only joking. But yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, before we get into the preview, we'll jump into the comments. Yourself, of course, has put Vamos. I think this is one of your subscribers here. Ludiero, am I pronouncing
Yeah,
that
that's
right? Yeah.
Silver. Yeah,
Yeah. Football Fiera is the best YouTuber. Vamos.
thank you. I appreciate that, my friend.
And thank you as well for coming into the channel. Luca is in the chat. Hey there, Luca. Thanks for coming in. And my dad is also in the chat. Thank you also for coming in. So we'll go on to Barcelona for this season of how you feel like they have been getting on. Because so far they've been doing pretty well. They're far ahead now in La Liga.
11
They've won
points,
11 points. They've won a trophy as well this season.
and we beat
Um,
Madrid in the final 3-1, and we classed them. Tiki Taki's back, baby.
yes. How do you think that the season's gone this season? Because how it's gone for you this
The
season?
thing is, right, at the beginning of the season, even before the season start, as you guys know, come on, all of you are aware that Barcelona is going through a lot of money problem, right? But
Mm,
we still managed to make some very, very good signings, like Lewandowski, one of the best strikers in the world.
mm,
We got a player for free who's been absolutely unbelievable for us from Chelsea, Christensen. How did Chelsea let Christensen gone for
mhm,
free? I still don't get that. He's been amazing. He's been amazing for Barca. And yeah, the beginning of the season was we had us okay. We dropped a few points in the Champions League. We looked okay in the first game. We beat players at home 5-1. And I thought, you know what? Looking at Inter at the time, back at the beginning of the season, Inter was struggling in Serie A. I think that was the worst Serie A start for Inter in their history. I think in the first 12 games, they won four, lost four, drew four. And I was confident, you know. But then we had that balance in the season where we start getting players injured, right? We start having
mhm.
William Conde injured, Ronald Araujo, who you probably see me tweeting a lot about Ronald Araujo. For me right now, I cannot see better defender in the world than Ronald Araujo. He's been absolutely unbelievable. And then yeah, he got injured. Christensen as well was injured. Our left back was just we wasn't sure about Jordi, and then Balde come along. Balde is only 19. What a left back. And then yeah, that time when we start having injuries, we had to play Eric Garcia, who for me shouldn't be a footballer, shouldn't be playing for my club. I'm sorry now. Then Piqué as well. Piqué was going through a lot of problems, like with Shakira, we all know that. And then we had to play Marcos Alonso as well, another player that we got from Chelsea, and we had to play him as a centre back. We struggled, and we faced Bayer. Do you know what? That first leg against Bayer was probably where we got knocked out in the group stage, just because we had an amazing 45 minutes. But then going into the second half, they scored two goals in the space of like 6 minutes. But we had so many chances in that game. We actually dominated Bayer in Munich Arena. Then we lost that game. Then, like I said, we started getting all our main defenders injured, and that's it. Game over. And then against Inter, both games we was rubbish. Inter class Barcelona in both games, and they deserve to go through. But then after the group stage, right, we still managed to drop a few points in La Liga. But then all of a sudden we start again. You know, Julian Conde come back, Christensen as well. Then Piqué retired. Then we was winning a few games. 1-0 in here, 1-0 there, just before the World Cup. Then after the World Cup, where everything's changed, and also Xavi has recently changed the way Barcelona has been playing. I mean, that tactic we used to play 4-3-3, sorry, 4-3-3, but he's basically been changing with 4-4-2. He's been playing basically with a losangle in the middle. That's where he tried that. He tried that against when Lewandowski was suspended. He got a red card against Espanyol, and he actually
Mhm.
started. He actually worked because we beat Madrid with that tactic, and then since then, after the World Cup, we haven't lost a game. We've, as you know, we've been in La Liga. We 11 points now, and are one game ahead of Madrid. And this season, La Liga, we only managed to concede 7 goals in 21 games. I think this is crazy numbers when you look at like one of the top leagues in the world. Not It's not the best league in the world like we used to see many years ago when we have Ronaldo in Madrid, Messi at Barca and stuff, Mourinho, Guardiola. Yes, La Liga was very exciting and interesting, but La Liga will always be up there, one of the best leagues in the world. But considering only 7 goals after 21 games. We managed to keep a clean sheet in 16 games, 16 out of 21. But the reason we only consider this among of goals is just because when you look players like Ronald Araújo, Julian Conde, Christians, they all go back, that in the Champions League we got knocked out because this guy could not play and I knew we would struggle. But yeah, I mean, so far overall the season, yes, I'm happy. As you mentioned, we won a trophy already. And I'm confident. I can see. Do you know what? I every week now when I watch my Barca, it just reminds me going back in 2004, 2005 with Raika when we had Ronaldinho, and going back to 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2014, 15. I see a lot similars to Enrique, Luis Enrique side, Pepe Guardiola side, and I know slowly, Xavi will need time. He's only young as a manager, and yeah, I'm happy as a Barca fan. Happy days, and yeah,
Yeah. For me, I went to watch Barcelona live a few weeks ago, and I think for me is that I thought Gavi and Pedri were both absolutely amazing, and to have a manager like Xavi there to work on them and to develop them, because he's one of the best midfielders that Barcelona's ever had, and to have Gavi and Pedri have got such a good manager there to develop them further. And you see like Fatty, he's been brought through as well, quite not in the
I'm
recent
very
years too.
sorry, amazing. I'm very disappointed with Fati this season.
Yeah, I've heard some
He's
bad
been
things about
having he's
Fatty.
been having lots of chances, and now is his big chance because Dembele is out for a few weeks.
Mm.
He got a chance now to step in, but he hasn't stepped in. Yeah, I'm very disappointed with a massive, massive talent. I remember watching him, when he was 15, 16, 17. He made his debut very, very young at Barca,
Mhm.
and I was excited. But then, he got a big injury, right? He was out for almost 1 year, right? And it was a long time, and he's still young. Yeah, but still, I'm very disappointed with him. And I strongly believe between Fati or Rafinha, we'll believe in Barca in the summer. It all depends what the money is on the table. I strongly
Mhm.
believe because I don't know if Fati will be the same player again. I know he's still young, but he had a massive injury and he doesn't seem to. He lost pace as well. And when you get this kind of injury, you are for 1 year. It's really, really hard to get back into it, especially with pace as well. You lose a bit of your pace,
Yeah.
and that's is what happened with Fati at the minute. But he does have a lot of talent. He's a good player. But yeah, I'm very disappointed with Fati this season.
Mhm. Yeah, and Fatty as well. I don't know if you've seen the reports. He's actually linked to Manchester United in the
Yeah,
summer.
I've seen, and yeah, links with Bayer as well, with Chelsea, with so many clubs. Do you know what? Vamos, you can't take him right now. Put 100 million on the table. We need to cut our bill wages up to, I think, 170 million next season, so we'll be able to sign more players. So just give us 100 million, take him, and then do whatever you want with him.
You just admit he ain't no £100 million player. But Ravi is wrong about Frankie de Jong. I don't wish he was at Man United.
What a player! What a player! Do you know what? You went mad for him in the summer, right?
We did.
You did went mad just because of course, Tehan knows Frankie de Jong very well. He really wants him, and I think if you would have signed Frankie de Jong, I don't think you would have signed Casemiro. And I
No.
think you guys are happy with Casemiro. I think that we were just having a chat before we come, into the live stream, and I say how good is Casemiro, and he's coming from a Barca fan, right? I think Casemiro is an absolutely a top player. And I remember when he signed for Man United, a lot of Man United fans like Casemiro, and I was like, this guy is going to eat their words because Casemiro will make the difference. And but yeah, Frankie de Jong, I was so happy he stayed at Barca. Do you know what? Not only just because like the player he is so good, but also he gives us so much. He can play in so many positions as well. Do you know? Since Frankie de Jong signed for Barca, he has played as a right back for Barca. He has played as a centre back, as a defensive midfield, centre midfield, attacking midfield. What a play! I mean, he does not stop running as well, and he's always good. Look at the minute now. We've got Busquets injured, right? Busquets will be missing the first leg against Man United. He may be back for the second leg, but then we got Frankie de Jong, who can easily do Busquets' job. Not the same, of course. We're talking about Busquets, like I've said to you behind the scenes, the best defensive midfielder of my generation. Not just because I support Barca, but yeah, Frankie de Jong, what a player! I think that I don't know what's going to happen in the summer. That's the thing again. Look, we got so many money problems. We have to sell. Unfortunately, we have to sell. And I'm sure, as much as he loves Barca, he's gonna get married soon. He's buying another house in Barcelona. But I think if anyone's come with at least 120, have 130 million, we probably will let him go. But what a player, Frankie de Jong. What a player.
Where do you think his best position is? Because from what he was listening, what I was
Right.
listening to, he said it sounded more defensive, but he
For
plays more.
me, he's the best position is as I would say number 8, not as a number 6, because he's like he likes to run a lot
Yeah,
and box to box. I like the
yeah.
best position is where we play. Like we've been playing him at the minute, right? Because we've been playing with 4 in the middle. We've got Gavi dropping into the left. And we have Lewandowski and was Dembele, but then Dembele got injured, so we're playing with Rafinha at the minute instead of Dembele, and that 4 in the middle with Pedri, Gabi, and Busquets, and then you have Frankie de Jong in there, just do all the run, and he's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I always thought myself he was more of a box to box midfielder, and I know,
Yeah,
I know, as you've already mentioned, we was chasing him for such a long time, and I thought to myself as well, if we was to get De Jong, it would have been one of them. He would either have played as a defensive midfielder, or Ericsson or Bruno would have been dropped. It would have been one of the two, or he would have played a bit, I would have say, more out of position at Manchester United, and I think from what we've read report wise, Ten Hag wanted both players in the summer, both
mm,
Casemiro and De Jong, but we know what it is in terms of um our board. We wouldn't have got the both, and I think as an option right now, as much as I think De Jong, he has been a great player over the years. I think we needed Casemiro. We haven't had a type like Casemiro since Michael Carrick, so it's been such a
yeah.
long time since we've had that
Hmm.
defensive type of player. And I think
And you remember that Michael Carrick wasn't the sexiest player in the world, wasn't the
Mhm,
best player in the world with the ball, but he was amazing doing his job. Look at
exactly.
Casemiro now as well, and I absolutely agree. I don't think since him he's doing amazing for Middlesbrough as a manager as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, since Michael Carrick, I don't think you had anyone like you got now Casemiro.
hmm Absolutely, and I think that's the kind of play we need. We needed someone to break up the play,
You have
and
to.
especially when we didn't have until we got Varane, we didn't really have great centre backs either who was able to uh, who was able to go forward and break up the play pretty quickly. Because I think if we had quick centre backs, I don't think the issue wouldn't have been nowhere near as bad. But both centre backs were pretty slow, or both Maguire
Very,
and
very slow.
Lindelof.
And the
So
thing is, yeah, Menzi, what I've seen the difference between Man United since not only just Lisandro coming in, it made the huge difference. Of course, for me, as I've mentioned to you already, I think Lisandro Martinez has been the best centre back in the Premier League this season. I wouldn't say by far, but close to by far, because he's
yeah,
been absolutely amazing. But then having Casemiro, I mean, the thing is with Casemiro, he just gives you that stability, like, you know, in front of the defense, he will control them. He
mm-hmm.
will. You know what? Varane and Lisandro Martinez are very lucky to have Casemiro in front of them, because the thing is with Casemiro as well, he's so clever without a ball. And I always say this, right? For you to be a good footballer, you need to know how to play football without a ball first. Never mind
Mm-hmm.
how good you are with the ball. You need to know how to play football without a ball. And Casemiro without a ball, the way he closes gap, the way he runs, the way he supports the defense and the midfield without the ball. I'm talking without the ball. He's very good with the ball, but without the ball, he's just absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, I mean, wow, what a signing! I mean, what difference that he's has made at Man United this season.
Absolutely. And coming into this game, because I know you've got some players out. I know you've got Dembele out. You've got Busquets out.
I would say two
Um,
key players that has been this
yeah.
season. I've mentioned that Dembele has been, I know Lewandowski's our top goal scorer, but Dembele, until he got injured, was Barca the most dangerous player this season. And then we've
Mhm.
got Busquets, of course. Busquets is Barcelona captain. He's a leader. He leads our
Yeah.
midfield. He leads our defense as well. He's in there in front of our defense, who's doing absolutely amazing. But he's still in there leading them. So yes, I mean it's two massive key players for Barca.
Mm. Who would you say is, without them players, who's going to be the biggest threat then coming into Thursday?
Um, I think for Man United to have a chance against Barcelona, I just hope Tehan is not listening to me right now. I think you're just gonna have to stop. Basically, never mind about Lewandowski, right? Never mind about Rafinha. You will be playing. Rafinha also has been, I'm very disappointed with Rafinha this season. He's not the one I remember seeing at Leeds, at Sporting Lisbon, at Guimarães, at Rennes as well.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be between our midfield. I think the strongest thing that Barca has now, and now is our defense. Our defense as well been amazing. Look at the numbers that goals we have only considering La Liga, but is our midfield. Players like Pedri, maybe Frankie de Jong with his run, but mostly maybe being Pedri and Gavi. The way they run the game, the way they just, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think is our midfield. If you can't stop our midfield, which I cannot really see, because I know you got Casemiro back, right? Casemiro,
Hmm.
he got sent off,
Yeah.
and you really you're missing Casemiro. You saw against Leeds, Al Trafford, how much you was missing him, even in the second game. Like I've watched on Sunday, but I would say it's our midfield, because you got Casemiro, you got Bruno Fernandes. I don't think Bruno Fernandes will be able to. Between them four guys, I think Frankie de Jong is going to be on Bruno all the time. And if you stop Bruno, you stop an 85% of Man United. I
I
think
completely agree.
if you
I
stop
completely.
Bruno, I was watching the game against Leeds on Sunday. I was actually doing a live, and I was saying, if you can't stop Bruno, you stop 85% of Man United. He's the one who creates. He's the one who also makes, you know, the runs when he needs to. And yes, and if we can't, you saw against Leeds, right? In the first 40 minutes, I think, at the end of the first half, yeah, Bruno missed a very good chance, but that was a mistake from the Leeds player. But then in the first 40 minutes, Leeds put Man United a lot of pressure. That midfield was a battle, but then, Bruno could not play his game. Bruno could not find his teammates. Bruno could not find spaces, and you struggle. Not only just this game, but because it was the last game that I've watched, that's why I'm bringing back. But yeah, if we can stop Bruno, I think the chance for us to win be much higher. But for you to beat Barca, you need to make sure you stop that midfield, because that midfield is just,
Mhm.
especially when Xavi start playing with that four in the middle.
I agree with Reese here as well. A rival European fan appreciating Bruno more than our old fans do. But I think at the moment Bruno has been quite hated by the Manchester. He's been hated by
He
the
is, and you
Manchester
know
United
what? I'm
fan base.
sorry for everyone that can hear me right now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of him as a person. I don't like him as a person, and I think he's a
He's a
baby cry.
diver.
He cries all the time. He's always on the floor. I think if Bruno stopped moaning at the refs and concentrate more playing football, Bruno is just going to become even a better footballer. He's a
Mhm.
great footballer. I think Bruno is an absolute class. Because sorry, Menzi, you know that I follow Portuguese football like yourself. You remember watching him at Sporting Lisbon, how important he was. He had the same role that he's having at Man United. He was the captain. He was the one who was making the difference at Sporting Lisbon as well. But yeah, as a person, I don't like him for a lot of reasons. I'm not going to bring it up in here, but I could say a lot. But yeah, he's an amazing footballer. Very good
Mhm.
footballer.
I agree. I think he does need to stop whinging. He needs to stop complaining to the rest because that does let him down. I think for me, he has improved his overall play this season. Like he's not been as greedy up front. He's played more as a team player than he's playing as a an individual player because he was all for wanting to shoot from long ranges. He was all for wanting to tally up his goal record, and this season you've not noticed that he hasn't given the ball away as much as we've seen in the last few years. So possession wise, he's been better. He's been better with his passing. I think his overall play has improved under Ten Hag, and I think out of everyone who's there, he probably deserves the captaincy the most because he's got that experience. But I think other things aside, as you've already mentioned, his whinging and his whinging and his diving, that really does need to stop because we can't continue to have that because he's gonna get silly yellow cards for things he shouldn't get yellow cards for.
Definitely.
We'll go back into the comments. I know there's been a few questions for you in there as well. Hey there, Reese. Thank you for coming in. I hope you are well. Football Ferreira is absolutely outstanding. Reese has said Savvy has equal Pet's record of 11 consecutive wins in all competitions, and he can break it against Man United. He has done outstanding. What's your thoughts on Gundogan free move?
Yeah, I can't wait to have Gundogan. I absolutely love him, and our style of football is just perfect for the Gundogan. I cannot wait, and I strongly believe we're gonna sign Gundogan in a summer for free. Yeah, what a player!
Mhm.
Perfect for our style of football.
Who would you say if he was the sign? Who do you think? If he was the start though, who would be dropped for him?
The thing is, right? We got as well Frankie Kaisai from AC Milan for free.
Yeah.
He's not really been having a good season. Yeah, he come on the other night, he made a difference. He started the other night as well. Well, last game he looked good. He made the difference in the last few games as he's been having more game time, but he's taken him, time to adapt to, new culture, new style of football. Even Xavi said that he's the player that struggled the most at the minute. But yeah, I think a player like Gundogan, it's always good to have that extra quality in your squads. So like we still in all competitions this season. You're still in all competitions this
Yeah.
season. I'm pretty sure you would love to have another Bruno Fernandes. I'm pretty sure you would love to have another Eriksen. You want to have as much quality you want in your squad to be able to compete in every competitions. And yeah, if Gundogan comes in, I'm not sure. It's hard to say who should we drop, but I'm pretty sure he will have game time
Mhm.
because that will give Chivy the chance to be able to rotate,
Mhm.
week in, week out, big in games as well in all competitions.
And it's good you mentioned Kesse as well because I think with Kesse, what I've noticed more at Barcelona because he was more defensive type at Milan, and you've seen that he's been playing more box to box type, hasn't it? So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
becoming a lot more versatile in at Barcelona than what he was back in Milan.
In Milan, yeah, sure, I agree with you.
My dad has asked, who do you think is going through over the next two games? I know you're gonna say Barcelona, of course.
The thing is, right? Look, I've said this a few times in on my channel. You guys know, like you got me on Twitter. I
Yeah,
do like to have a banter, have a laugh with
yeah,
everyone, and on my live streams, I always try to be as much as real I can. And I said, a lot of people asked me already, and I said, I think it's going to be a very, very tough both games. Both legs going to be very tough. If you actually look for me, I would say after the World Cup, the best three teams around the top five leagues has been Napoli, Barca, and Man United. I don't think anyone has been better than Man United, Barca, or Napoli in top five leagues. Even before the World Cup, Man United was already, on the tier-hand class that he wants to put Man United. And yeah, it's going to be very tough, but I am confident. When I say I'm confident, don't take it in the wrong way. I'm confident. I don't think we're going to smash you now. I think it's going to be very tough because Tehan's doing an absolutely incredible job. A club who was in a mess, still in a mess at the beginning of the season. If you actually look now, I guarantee you 99% of Man United fans would never thought by now Valentine's Day, Man United would have been in all competitions. Let's not forget, Man United still in all competitions.
yeah.
Man United is third in the table. Who knows? They may win the Premier League. Who knows? They still be up there. I don't think they will, but Man United can still be up there because I don't think City will go on a run with 10, 12 games this season. This season is not the season that we're going to see City going in a long run.
Mhm.
Arsenal will bottle. Arsenal will drop points. Everyone will. Everyone else will. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be very tough, but I am confident we're going to go through in two legs. I'm not going to predict, the scores. I mean, it's hard to predict. And
Mm.
I keep saying this on my live streams. Say this season you cannot predict anything. Look at Man United, where they was, where they are. Look at Chelsea after spending over 600 millions. Look at Liverpool, the mess that Liverpool is in. Look at everyone, even City. You look even at other leagues. Look at Paris Saint-Germain. Look at Bayern. Look at so many teams. It's hard to predict, but I am confident we got to go through into like.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it will be a tough one, and what I said is that I think we need to hope more for a draw in in the first leg against Barcelona, and then give all we can at Old Trafford because we've been absolutely outstanding at Old Trafford. The last time we lost a game at Old Trafford was like the start of the season. So I think. Especially knowing that we've got the home crowd, same with you, because the absolute atmosphere at Camp Nou was incredible. So,
It has been recently, but it hasn't really been in the last few years. But since Xavi took over, especially this
yeah,
season, I think all the fans now, not only just in a stadium, but and also around all social media and everywhere, everyone has a positive vibes about Barca at the minute. This is what I want to see. I'm Maisy in my club, back up there where we belong. Like Man United as well, these two clubs should be, always up there, and we should be talking about Champion League, but never mind, we'll be back, that's for sure.
we'll have Champions League next year.
So,
Both of us, I'm sure. Risa says Xavi has used the 3-2-4-1, forcing Pep to copy him. Xavi has seriously made Barcelona great to watch again and has played fantastic football. Ronaldinho's son now joined. Do you think he
yeah.
is the next 10?
I've only watched a few clips about Ronaldinho's son. Looked good, not as good as his dad. We're talking about, apart from Messi, Ronaldinho was the one who changed Barcelona in the last 20
Yeah.
years. Ronaldinho and Messi is the two greatest footballers in Barcelona. But who changed Barcelona? I would say Ronaldinho. But yeah, I'm a massive Messi fan. You guys probably know who watches me, and for me, Messi is the greatest of all time, without any doubt. I don't think should be compared. Even if Messi did not win the World Cup, Messi still will still be the greatest of all time. The guy plays the game like no one else ever did. But yeah, Ronaldinho definitely changed. But going into Xavi using 3-2-4-1, forcing Pepe to copy him, I do not get that. We do not play 3-2-4-1 because we always play with four at the back. And yeah, we do not play. We used to with Xavi. We always start last season we played 4-3-3. This season start 4-3-3, but recently we've been changing. Basically, foot in the middle with a losangle with four, with Gabi, dropping into the left when he needs it, when we basically attacking. But yeah, with Ronaldinho signing, let's see. I don't think he's going to be as good like his dad, that's for sure. Ronaldinho, there's only one. I have never seen anyone stretch, a football ball like Ronaldinho.
Agreed. I think Ronaldinho is absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of Ronaldinho and as well as Ronaldo as well. I'm a big admirer of both. Not Cristiano Ronaldo,
The
Ronaldo 9. I'm just
R9
gonna
Brazilian,
say, yeah, Brazilian Ronaldo. I'm a big fan of both of them,
the
and I think
greatest number 9 of all time, without any doubt.
and there
Forget
was a
about
massive
that.
difference in Brazil and Ronaldinho. The legacy he's got out of that Barcelona side is absolutely incredible. I'm just gutted that because we was linked to him years ago.
Do you know what? He was so close to get a plane to Manchester, and then all of a
Mhm,
sudden we signed him. And Ronaldinho actually changed Barcelona history. Then, of course,
mhm,
Messi after. Yeah, Messi. We're talking about the greatest of all time, Messi. But then everything started from Ronaldinho. Barcelona was back in 2004, 2002, 2001, 2003, 2000. Barcelona was in a big, big mess. Ronaldinho changed Barcelona.
mhm. Absolutely, I completely agree with that, and I think if you're looking at manager wise, I know it's going off a bit subject. Johan Cruyff, he's the one who started to build that
Of
bit of
course, as
something.
well. Barca at the end, style of football was changed by John Cruyff. That's for sure.
Mhm. Um, Good evening, Ravi. I hope you're well. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
Hey there,
Ronnie.
Cyber Leader, West Ham United. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. And hey there, Renee. I'm fine, thank you. Hope you are well too. My dad has asked for you, Football Ferreira. What's the difference for Barcelona for this season compared to last season?
I mean, obviously, Xavi has had more time as well. Let's not forget that Xavi came into last season. We was in a mess after Ronald come and go sacked, and also with the signings that we made. And Xavi just been like it this season as well. With the signings, especially I would say mostly if I have to pick, it would say the signings because like Lewandowski, we're talking about one of the best strikers in the world. The signings that we made, like Julian Conde, Christian Balde coming in, what a young left back. And yeah, I would say the signage basically, and of course he's having more time, and yeah.
Mhm. Hey there, Kara. Thank you for coming in. I hope you are well. Ravi has asked, "What is your thoughts on Lewandowski?" There's not really many words bad you can say about Lewandowski, really, is there?
I'm a bit disappointed with him in the last few games. I would say probably after the World Cup. After the World Cup, he's just been missing too many chances. He's not that Lewandowski was at the beginning of the season, because at the beginning of the season he was banging goals for fun, even in the Champions League. And I don't know if he's tired. He might be tired because he plays always, because he's the only basically number 9 we got, the only one that we like. The thing is, Barca seem to rely a little bit too much on Lewandowski. But yeah, he's just been missing too many chances recently. He needs to make sure he needs to start taking these chances, because we need back, and hopefully that happens on Thursday. And I actually got a good feeling that he will be banging a goal against Man United on Thursday. We need Lewandowski goals back. He
I
still
hope
has his
not.
chances, but he's just been missing too much recently.
Yeah. I hope not. I hope he doesn't score against us. But Ravi has also asked, "What's your thoughts on link-up play for Barcelona?
Sorry,
What's your thoughts on the Barcelona's link-up play?"
he's talking about what lineup?
How I think the link up between the midfield and
You're
the
talking
forward,
about League
yeah.
Cup. Sorry.
Yep, yeah.
I mean, yeah, absolutely brilliant. I mean, the connection between everyone, the way we're playing at the minute. Like I said, back is back. Seeing my Barcelona now recently, mostly after the World Cup, I think we have massively improved since after the World Cup. Since after the World Cup, things just seems to just go better. Game after game, our style of football as well, like that. tiki-taka that well known from everyone, right? And then we saw that against Villarreal at the weekend, that goal. And yeah, I mean, it's just been amazing. It's just been the link up between everyone. Good. Things are working at the minute. I hope that we keep this way.
Absolutely. Hopefully not on Thursday and next Thursday, or bear in mind, but overall in the season, I hope you do well. Hey there, Vincent. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're well. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, and also to you too, Luca. Hey there, Static. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're well. And hey there, Nippon. Thank you as well. Hope you're well. Ravi, which defenders would you play on Thursday for myself? I think it's gonna have to be for me, Varane and Lindelof. I know a lot of people are gonna say Luke Shaw is the left centre back, but for me, as much as I like Malacia, I don't think he's ready to play against Barcelona. I wouldn't want to risk him, and I think Luke Shaw for me has been absolutely outstanding in the left back role this
You know,
season.
I think because is suspended because he got 3 yellow cards in the group stage. I think Tehan's going to play. He's not that much confidence about Maguire. You know, Maguire played against Leeds. He played all right. Let's say, Maguire did well against Leeds United, but still, Maguire needs to get out of Man United. He's a plastic footballer. He's a shit footballer. He shouldn't be a footballer. But I think Tehan's going to play with Varane and Luke Shaw as a centre back. And Luke
Yeah.
Shaw as a centre back been absolutely unbelievable. The times he played this season, he's been really good. I was shocked and surprised seeing him as a centre back. Absolutely, really, really good.
I agree. I think he's been brilliant on as a left centre back, and I just think for me, as much as I like Malacia, sometimes you're missing that little bit of something, on the left back role when
Mm.
Luke Shaw isn't there, and I think
Look at the difference against Leeds when Luke Shaw had to drop to the left, and
yeah,
that's it.
mhm,
And he
mhm.
was the one who crossed the ball for the first goal.
Exactly, and I just think that's what I think. I think Malacia is so great at going forward, and I think at time to time he got caught out on his one-on-ones. We've seen that with Saka, in particular this season, and I just think for me it's just more for the experience of Luke Shaw on the
Yeah,
left.
definitely.
And question Mays will get some minutes. I think he probably will come on as a substitute option. He has actually got the best record for goals as a substitute this season in the Premier League,
Mhm.
which is great for 18-year-old Garnacho. I think he's been great, and I think if he needs to be if you want to develop as a player, he needs to get a few minutes against Barcelona. I know a few people have been saying throw in the kids against Barcelona, and I think we get battered. That's we'd get battered if we threw rackets in. So we need to.
I think
I'd play the strongest 11.
I think the first leg will be key to know
Yeah.
who will qualify. And like you said, I think if Man United gets a draw, I think we're going to struggle. Old Trafford is going to be very hard. But I think we're going to go for a big time on Thursday because we're at home. We're strong at home also. And we know that how crucial it is to go into Old Trafford with a win. And I think
Mhm.
Thursday, first leg, I think is going to be key for both.
Mhm. I completely agree. And that's why I think that we need the best strongest 11 we can do because we know Casemiro's going to be starting. There's no question
For
about that.
sure.
We know Rashford will be playing, and maybe Anthony might be back for that. So if he is, he'll probably play in. I think we'll probably have the substitutes options of Garnacho, Sancho. I think there'll be our bench options, and I think Fred will probably play with Bruno in the midfield, my opinion anyway, because we don't really have much other midfield
Yeah,
options.
he probably will end up playing with Casemiro, Fred, and Bruno.
Mhm. Absolutely. Hey there, Niall. Thanks for coming in. I hope you are well. Hey there, Football Power Hour. I hope you're well. Thanks for coming in. Lewandowski gonna fall in Varane's pocket. Hey there, Liam. Thanks for coming in. I hope you are well. Nippon has asked, which Barcelona and Man United player do you fear? So I'll go with you first for what Man United player you fear the most.
Um, I have to go to with Bruno just because he's the most dangerous player for Man United. A lot of people may not agree with me, but all the game comes from him. You know, like I said, if you can't stop 85%, if you can't stop Bruno Fernandes, you basically stop an 85% of Man United. And that Rashford's been absolutely crazy good, you know, and he deserves. I think Rashford is a great player, always been a good player, still a dangerous player, of course. He got everything. He's, you know, he got the skills. He's quick. He got power, everything. But I would say Bruno Fernandes.
Mm-hmm. From if on based off the players who are available for Barcelona in this first leg, um I think the one I'm most worried about is actually Gavi, just because I think Gavi's an absolute sensational talent. He's literally everywhere. If he's going forward, trying to help up the attack, if he's dropping deep a bit so he can help out defensively, there's not much there for me. Gavi doesn't do on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because Gavi he's having a different role now than he was having at the beginning of the season
Yeah,
when we was only playing with three in the midfielder. When we was playing with only three in the middle, we would struggle. Even some of the games, I remember in the Champions League, I was doing some live streams. I was swearing at Gavi. I was like, I want this kid in the bench and stuff. It was just like, but then he completely changed recently. And like you mentioned, he's been so key for us. He's that kind of player that, apart from having a lot talent, being so young, he does not stop running. He's everywhere. You know, he's just he runs. He's everywhere. And yeah, I probably would say I agree with you. But then, of course, it's hard to say when you have players like Pedri as well, like who is wow.
hmm absolutely. And Reese has a question for you. Which Barcelona team do you love more? Pets Barcelona, Cruyff's, or Louis van Gaal's Barcelona?
It's hard to say because you know I don't not really remember seeing because I was born in '89. I started supporting Barca around '93, '94. Then I was very upset already '95 when you know AC Milan destroyed us in the Champions League. But we had an amazing team with Romario as well. But yeah, Cruyff. The thing is, of course, I would say Pep, right? I would say Pep just because with Pep we won two Champions League, we dominate. It's the
Mm-hmm.
best team I ever seen in my life. Not just because I'm a Barca fan. I saw a great Real Madrid winning three Champions League in a row. You know, Madrid with Zidane as well, with Ronaldo, Bell, Benzema, and stuff. Could mention a lot of great teams I've seen. But back in 2000 as well, like we had great AC Milan teams. We had a lot of good teams. Even you know Man United from Ferguson, that Man United who, your first Champion League was in Camp Nou. You know, your first Champion
Yeah,
League win was in Camp Nou. That
yeah.
crazy last minutes, and yeah, there's been a lot of good teams out there, but yeah. Coming with Barca, I would say Pep Guardiola, but I also enjoy Luis Enrique because with Luis Enrique, we had them three, that three up front, the MSN was just unbelievable. Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. I think they break every record. They bang goals for fun. They was absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, overall, I have to say the Barca from Pep.
Mm-hmm.
Even sorry, he did not mention Barca from Haikar as well. Let's not forget Barca with Haikar was really good as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like Luis Enrique's kind of play as well, and um, I think for me, he's a top manager. I'm
He's a good
really
manager. I
surprised
like
how
him. Yeah.
I'm so really surprised for me how not many clubs have gone for him. Do you know as a when they've sacked the managers because he's available at the moment. I don't. He's not a
But the
Spain
thing
manager though.
I don't think he actually wants to because the
Yeah,
reason he took Spanish job was because I don't know if you know he had his little girl who sadly passed
yeah,
away. That's why he focused. He didn't want to anything. Then he focused on Spain. Now he's. I just don't think he. But I think he's so upset that he. I think we all would be. I've got childrens and yeah, of course I've got two little girls, and it would be for me. It would be of course it would be I would be upset for the rest of my life, of course. But yes, I'm surprised. I'm surprised, but I just don't think he doesn't want to. That's what I feel because I'm sure there's a lot of clubs always after Luis Enrique. I think he's a very good manager.
I completely agree, and from here we will wrap it up. Thank you, Football Ferreira, for taking the time to come on. I really appreciate it. It's been great to do a show with you.
Yeah, no worries. Look, the place is all my whenever you need me, and I hope you get well soon because I know you haven't really been well. And like I said, I will be doing the live reaction match review straight after Thursday game, and then of course the second leg because I only do match reviews, live reactions straight after every games as I follow all the leagues. I do the biggest game on my channel, but always have to cover my Barcelona. But yeah, whenever you feel like, you're more than welcome to come along. And a big thank you to every single one that supporting the live chat. And remember to subscribe to Maisy. Make sure you guys smash the like. She put a lot of hard work into it. Trust me. I only been on YouTube for 9 months. I never thought it would be this hard, but it's hard. We put a lot of work into it. So please make sure to subscribe to her and smash the like, please. It's free. It only takes 3 seconds. It does not cost you anything, right? We're not asking you for money. It's free. Please make sure you support Maisie. She deserves having a woman like her that talks about football and has a very good ball knowledge. You don't see many out there. You guys should be proud, about Maisie. But
Thank
thank you
you.
for having me.
And I appreciate the lovely words, and thank you so much for that. And you've already mentioned about your channel. You do a lot of live match reactions of the game. Would you like to shout out your channel, because you've only said it not too long ago, and you're doing fantastic on the channel so far.
Football Ferreira. There's only one. There will always be only one. And so if you go and type Football Ferreira, that's it. We will definitely come up. There's only one. So yeah, I really appreciate the support as well.
Yes, let's get Football Ferreira a lot of subscribers as much as he can, because he does really deserve it. You see all the match reactions on there, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. And we've heard all of Football Ferreira's views today, absolute brilliant views on the game, about Barcelona itself. Ravi's put your link in the chat. I've already done it in the
My boy,
description.
thank you.
So if you do watch it back, it is in the description also. I'm gonna as well take a bit of a break from YouTube, so I'll probably be back in the next few weeks or so. Not too sure when I'll be back. I'll let you all know in advance when I will be back. But in the meantime, go and check out Football Ferreira. I'll post my Barcelona Camp Nou tour as well, because I've done that, and the Real Madrid one. So smash that like button, smash that subscribe button as well, and we'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.
God bless you all.